Today, I'm showing you how to edit your YouTube videos. Hello guys, if you've only just joined us or if this is your first time here, I'm Dave from the TVI universe, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you the easiest way to edit your YouTube videos on your channel. So here we go. So as you can see right here, I'm using Magic Edit Pro, which is the editing software that I use, and the things that I'm going to apply today will basically, you can apply on any software really. No matter what software you're using, the basic idea will be the same. Basically, I've got the timeline, you've done your filming, and I've used some old footage here from a video that I made about a month or so ago. And what I tend to do is I get the video first, as you can see here going on the timeline, and it all sort of goes in. And what I tend to do is I watch the first clip.
Sound test plus intro. Today we're looking deeper into the Canon M50.
First, what you want is a hook, which is really important, because they always say that you've got 7-10 seconds for argument's sake to really grab your audience. And if you just sort of maybe going straight into a video, or maybe got a really long intro, you find a lot of people just be like, yeah, bored, and then you'll find that people only watch the first sort of 30 seconds, and that's not very helpful to you or your watch time.
Deeper into the Canon M50.
Now normally I get really picky, and I have 2 or 3 clips, and I sort of pick between them which ones I like. But here I'm just going to just clip it roughly, so you get the idea, and just make sure that you've got no clip of you turning the camera off, stop and record, that sort of thing. And most editing programs have like a clip tool, usually like a pair of scissors, and that's usually the way to do it. But obviously find your own way. And then so I've got the hook now. There's a lot of debate at the moment about what actually works better, if to have an intro or not an intro. I sometimes like intros, but personally, if they go any longer than 10-15 seconds, I'm already bored, and sometimes if the intro's right at the beginning, I can't bother to watch it, and I'll just skip it, so that sort of defeats the point. So I've now got, as you may have seen, a very short, and I'm just going to look for it now. If you're getting value from this video and you would like some more weekly YouTube tips and getting value from this video, like and subscribe. If you can make your intro sort of clip to the end of your first hook, whatever you've used as your hook, if it's just you telling the audience what's going to happen or whatever. And what I tend to do is I will overlay or overlap the clips just slightly. I don't know if you can see that. Let's just move it across. If you can see that, if you zoom out, say I've just slightly zoomed it over. So what happens here, so you get this nice footage of me. And actually the cut there isn't quite perfect. If I was editing this properly, I would probably cut a bit more of me. So it was literally like Canon M50 and then straight to the intro. The more videos you make, the quicker and the more efficient you'll get at this. So this is what's important to remember. So what I tend to do now is I'll have multiple clips of the same thing. If you've got gameplay, I personally, in the past when I've done gameplay, and I'm only using that because it's just a good example because I know a lot of you are gamers, I would definitely say, maybe not just have constant play, maybe sort of skip it. So if there's 5-10 minutes where not a lot happens, maybe just a few of the same clip now. And I just want to give you the idea. So what I tend to do, this is just how I do my videos. I just want to show you sort of in a quick way. Now bear in mind, this usually takes me about an hour or two to edit one of my videos. It may take you longer. I know some people take 8 hours or something to make their videos, which is fair. But just imagine that you're really happy with these clips. These are the game footage, or you playing your instrument, or if you're doing a tutorial, these are the clips that you've picked, and you've had 3 or 4 of each clip, and you've decided, right, these are the clips I want. And then what I tend to do then is I just sort of put them up to next thing using the timeline. I highly recommend a program with a timeline, just makes it easier, and this is where the magic happens. And I'll just do a little crossover, and there you go. And as you can see, I've actually mucked up the lines there. So, essentially I would, pull this back. I would cut that bit out, make sure that I wasn't taking a mic, pull it back in, do the little crossover. And as you can see, you've got a little transition going across there. You can add transitions if you want. I find just a natural crossfade, just using the audio. What you can do, if you want to be really clever, I'll perhaps show that in another video. You can actually unlink the audio and video, so you can actually put the audio slightly across the other clip, so it just feels more natural. You know, when you're watching like a film and it would look like they're talking, even though technically they probably wasn't when they were actually filming it, and it just pulls the audience in and makes it feel like it's actually. To do is I just get each clip. Obviously I'd take much more longer over it, but just for time constraints, and you know, and I try to keep my videos. Now I wouldn't say there's a particular time or length that the video has to be. If your video is 2 minutes, 2 minutes. If your video goes on for 10 minutes, great. If it goes on for 40 minutes, but it's quality. If your video, now I know for some of you this may be difficult to realise, but if your video is quality, I would say it's better to make a 2-5 minute really good video than try and drag it out for the hell of it. Now I appreciate if you're doing gameplay, that needs to be a bit. Quite often I will add, so say we're going to add some branding now, or a title, or maybe credits at the end if you want, if that's how you want to, if that's how you roll. On this particular program, on a lot of programs actually, if you're using Adobe or whatever you're using, you can usually just press text and off you go. So let's just put welcome, which is pretty cool. We can just put that there. And what I like about this particular program and a more professional program is you can actually add like graphics and effects and make them like fly across the screen. And you've got to bear in mind that your audience, most of your audience are going to be watching your videos on their phone, so bear that in mind as well. So as you see here, I'm talking, the welcome comes on the screen. If you want to be a bit more clever, make it a bit more professional, I tend to make the text drag a bit longer. I'll add a little fade in. The easiest way to do it on your program, if you just go in your transitions, you should be able to just find like fade in, fade out. On some programs you can just clip the actual clip on the timeline like I have here, and I've literally just faded in, faded out, and straight away it already looks, you know, really more clever. I would highly recommend, now not all programs have this, but if you've got a more professional program, you know, if you've got Magic or if you've got Adobe Pro and stuff like that, and you can be a bit more clever and you get more professional titles like here. I'll just say I'm Dave. I would actually put that if I was doing a video, but you get what I mean. And these come really cool effects. So just have a look at this one.
60 frames per second might be cool. Personally,
so as you can see, that's like a cool bit of graphics and little things like that. Just make your video look more professional, and it's just a really cool thing to see. So I'd recommend design something on Paint or Photoshop, save it as a picture, and then import it in. And I'll show you what I mean by this. If I just show you, and just bear in mind that everybody that sees your work is going to, or you know, most people will be watching on their phones, so everything's going to be much smaller. So just bear that in mind. Don't have things too small. For the end, what I tend to do, so I do all my clips. I'll perhaps go into this in more detail. I do color correction on my videos, which I never used to do, but I've got the light to a point now where it looks quite professional anyway. But I would just play with the contrasts. And if you see on the clip now, I just sort of tinker with that just a tad, just so it makes the video look more professional. So the reason I do this is, bear in mind your last sort of 20 seconds of the video will be your end cards, where you'll have links to other videos you want people to go to. That's highly important. So again, you could just have graphics. If you want to make it really cool, you could have, you know, the graphics there. And you could perhaps make that bigger.
If you got value from this video, please like, subscribe, and if you really enjoyed this video and you want more YouTube tips, subscribe to the channel.
So you could have a little clip like that, you doing a voiceover with a picture, or you coming on the screen just saying thank you for watching, and then as that ends, the end cards could just naturally come on. You just you know, have a bit of graphics sort of advertising your work, the end cards, leave space for the end cards and where the subscribe logo will go, and that'd be the last 20 seconds of your video. So if you got value from this video today, I hope you learned a few things. If you want me to go into more detail, because this is literally scraping the surface on editing, and that really is when the magic happens, please feel free to comment below. And the question of the day, what program do you use to edit and why? So if you enjoyed this video, you got value from it, please like, subscribe, and if you want more YouTube tips, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget the Tuesday video and the one on Saturday, and guess what? You guys rock.